Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Black Ops 3, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite setup for the Razorback SMG. And this is truly an AR SMG hybrid. It's very versatile, and the first attachment I love using is the suppressor. And the suppressor works really well with this weapon because since it's a hybrid, it actually has really good range and accuracy, and this makes it perfect for the suppressor because yes, it does shorten the ranges a little bit, but they're still exceptional ranges for what's classified as an SMG, and it just works extremely well. It keeps you off the radar so people don't know exactly where you are, and also can help you take out groups of enemies because they don't know where they're getting hit from right away. So it's very helpful to use, and it's something I really like. The second one is stock. Stock is just something that for some reason me and the Razorback, when I have stock in it, my aim is almost always on point. And as we should all know, accuracy is extremely important in Call of Duty. Without it, you're probably not going to be very good. And honestly though, with me and the Razorback, I can use almost anything. Suppressor, stock, none of those things, it still works for me. Me and this weapon just have a really good, understanding of each other. We just work together really well, and I'm not sure why, but that's just how it is. The final attachment I like to run though is extended mags, and that's because, again, I rush a lot with this class and I flank a lot with this class. I run into tons of groups of enemies, and the extended mags is always extremely helpful. I can miss a few bullets, not run out of ammo, still be able to kill everybody, and it just helps out a lot. And I'd rather always have extended mags than fast mags just because of those situations where those 12 extra bullets can really come in handy. It's better than being able to reload faster because it still puts you out of the gunfight for that second or so. Now, I know a lot of people at this point, they're like, alright, I know the attachments, I'm good, that's all I need. But no, you really want to hear out the rest of this class because this is an ultimate stealth class, and this is something that every part of the class works together and helps you to literally be able to avoid everything that you want to, and really just give you advantages that, not many class setups can give you. And the first thing I use is Ghost, and this is something I have recommended before, but there's a reason that this class works extremely well with this, and that's because we're using stock. And if you didn't know, because of how fast your movement is with stock, you know that thing in this game where if you're using Ghost and you're sitting in a corner, you still show up on the radar? Well, certain weapons, like say the KN-44 assault rifle, if you're strafing, it doesn't move you fast enough to keep you off the radar, but SMGs, like the Razorback with stock, actually hide you off the radar. So if you combine Ghost with the stock on this SMG and also add the suppressor, you are literally always invisible on the minimap for the enemies. And this is extremely helpful because there are people that really look at the minimap, which is a really effective thing to do. And right here I got melted. But this makes this a perfect class to run the flanks and to really be just a sneaky player. Someone that, can sneak up on a lot of enemies, take people by surprise, and it's such a smart way to play. And it can really help you lower your deaths because that's one thing that a lot of people struggle with, is just not dying, and they get shot in the back a lot. And this class, I think, is something that can really help people have that happen to them a lot less often. For Perk 2, I always like to run hardwired, and I find every time I take this off, I end up dying by a trip mine or a C4, just something that's really annoying, frustrating, and something that just should not happen. So I love using this. It counters tracker, 6th sense. If the enemies get a counter UAV, you're not affected by that. You can still see your minimap. This perk has so many advantages, and I love using it for Perk 2. For Perk 3, I really like Dead Silence. It kind of goes along with this stealth class. You can't hear your own footsteps, which is really nice, but people won't be able to hear you easily on the enemy team. Unless they have awareness or a good headset or whatever, they probably won't hear you at all, which is really nice because it helps with that stealthiness. If you're behind people, they won't be able to just hear you and turn around, and that's something that just, really completes it and makes it worthwhile. And then for the second perk, for Perk 3, you use Perk 3 Greed, obviously. I like to run awareness so you can hear things better, hear enemies coming behind you or from your sides. It can really help you die less from those weird situations like that. Sometimes I'll run Blast Suppressor though. I have been liking that a lot lately because people can definitely hear you boost jump and things like that. So, this cuts down on that. It can really save you in some situations because sometimes you have no option but to boost jump in different places, and it's just something that I like to use once in a while as well, but usually awareness is my preference. For your specialist, I really think Battery's kinetic armor is a great way to go. You saw right there, it saved my life pretty much, and it can never really negatively affect anything. Like, there's certain things that just can't work or whatever, or sometimes can even mess you up, like say the Ripper, you miss a lunge or something like that, which by the way, that's been happening a lot to me lately. But Battery's kinetic armor, unless they get a headshot or they have some grenades or something, this always helps you, and you can literally take on 3 or 4 enemies with ease when you have this on, so I think it's really good. And for Scorestreaks, I was using the UAV. It helps me find people. Also this Guardian, you know, I actually had a lot of fun using the Guardian in this match. I got a few kills with it, and it worked really well. So it's just something different, you know, something fresh to use, because I've been using a lot of the same Scorestreaks, so I was starting to get bored, honestly. And I do still have the Cerberus on. You see I get it here at the end of the match, and you know, it worked out really well, and it got me a few kills. I got the game winner with it, and theater mode kind of cuts out the very end. I don't know why. It's been acting up and acting really weird lately. But props to Vocal Trap Lord. I was playing with him, my buddy Dawson here. He gets first place at the end of this match, even though I had a couple more kills, but I did have some score streak kills and things like that, so that's why score per minute doesn't really mean much. But I really hope you enjoyed this gameplay. I hope you learned something helpful or useful, and if you're one of the people that didn't like the Razorback, I really hope you give it a try. I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.